podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Welcome to Scarlet's Fever, the home of Saucepan Central and Westerer is Besterer.
Hello and welcome to a bonus edition of the Scarlet's Fever podcast. Joining me, Big M, are two of Llanelli Wanderers Division 1 Cup winning team. We've got head coach Sean Gale and star player Nick Gale. How are we, boys?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah, very happy after the Sunday in Cardiff. So yeah, very happy at the moment.
So I watched all the games on that weekend, you know, the 4 on the Saturday and 3 on the Sunday. And I'll be honest, for me, the games got better and better until you was on the Sunday and it just peaked. It was by far the best game. So you know, before we talk about, you know, the emotions of it, what is it like playing in that ground for you, Nick? I know Sean's got his own memories.
Well, it was good, to be fair, but to start, it was the special thing when the bus was coming down from the Angel there into the Gatlands Gate. The supporters had lined the route up, so with their flags and all that. So that was special to start. And then we got in. We were lucky enough to have the home changing rooms, so we had the luxury of padded seats to start from the usual benches. Then we warmed up on the Arms Park, which is a bit strange because it was very windy. So we then went back into the change rooms and then out to the main pitch, and obviously the roof was closed, so it was a very different conditions, especially as the kicker to the Arms Park. But obviously seeing around 700 of our own supporters, as well as the same from Glenheath was special. But now as a kicker, first time I've ever kicked with no wind, so that was a luxury. And it was a great day, and obviously the result we wanted.
Yeah. So that match, like I said at the time, I think one of the boys posted a video of me, and it was like it had everything. It was so intense in that first half, and then the second half, the kicking battle that went on. It was a joy to watch. I mean, it showed just how good rugby is in Wales at all levels. I mean, there was a few players on the Saturday. I think I can't remember his first name, but something Booth was outstanding in one of the games. So it does show that there's a lot of talent still in Wales. So if we get into the game, Sean, if I get you watching that game, what is it like as a coach? How do you try and get messages when you're in a massive ground like that?
Yeah, it was tough, you know what I mean? First of all, I'd like to, congratulate Glenheath as well. They played incredibly well as well, and, we have this year been getting away from teams, and in all fairness, Glenheath really stuck in a battle, and as it could have gone either way, really, so we were just really glad for the win. But, getting messages on it, we got the radios, we try to do as professionally as we can. But, that last 10 minutes were very, very tense. But I thought we did enough in the first half. We were outstanding first half. And then obviously we had the yellow card. We gave a few penalties away. We just let Glenheath back into the game. But in all fairness, the both kickers, I think there was only one kick missed out of about 10 or 11 kicks, So, the both kickers played excellent on the day, But we were lucky to have that last penalty. And I had to say, I had to have faith in my son, and he was excellent. He paid the faith in us. He played really well on the day.
So if we go into that, 76th, 77th minute, 19 all. What were the feelings like from the sidelines? And then to you, Nick, how would you compose yourself trying to make a kick like that?
To start, I was happy, to be honest, because what we'd worked on all week, we'd analysed Glenheath's semi-final, and what we identified was if we kick the ball long enough times, they'll eventually run it back. This time they did, and we had enough jacklers in the area ready to take advantage of it. So first relief that the game plan came off. And then obviously we had a shot to win it. And to be honest, you just go back to, practicing in the park like I've always done. You try and take the emotion out of it and just go through the routine. If somebody asked me after the game, why do you pick up grass all the time to check the wind when there is no wind? It's part of the process. You just try and stick to what you've always done, So, like I said, take the emotion out of it and just do your job.
And Sean, how were you feeling in that moment? Waiting, watching to see if that kick went over?
Well, hugely nervous, but I have coached Nick for the last 11 to 12 years, and I know how good a kicker he is as well. So, if I wanted somebody to kick that last goal, it would have been Nick. And I just say all the Wanderers boys and all the ex-Narberth boys would have said exactly the same. Nick's kicking, his percentage of kicking is superb in all fairness. So, as I say, if I did trust anybody in Welsh rugby, it would be Nick. So and he repaid it.
So I think I'm right in saying that was the first cup win for the Wanderers at the national ground. So you go straight back into league action. What was it? 39-0 away to Bont.
Yeah.
You were now 17 games in, 16-1. Still a bit of a tight competition coming behind you. But has this season just been a whirlwind, or did you have these expectations at the start?
I was very hopeful. You know what I mean? I knew the players what we had. I knew we had to bring a few players in, and as you say, what we wanted to do was consolidate the club first. Because they didn't finish the last 4 games last year. You know what I mean? So I wanted to get a squad good enough to compete first of all, and then you improve the squad then, which they've repaid us. We got them fit. We got the skills better, and we changed the ethos and the environment, really. You know what I mean? So that's become quite professional with us, and we've just improved as the season's gone on. But the attitude of the players has been something special as well. They've come with us, and they've wanted to improve, is the main thing. But the start of the season, we'd have been happy with top 3. That was about our, what we wanted to be. But as you say, the players come back from other clubs to come and join where they started. And we just got better and better. And as I say, last week, it was always going to be difficult last week in Pontarddulais, after the cup final. And, the ground wasn't great. And a lot of the boys had a lot of burns on their legs, you know what I mean? So it was always going to be tough on Saturday. And so we scored 7 tries. And the only thing was a little bit disappointing, Nick, when he kicked 2 out of 8 on Saturday. So if he was going to have a bad day, it was Saturday to have it.
I love how casual. Just we scored 7 tries. Just the normal stuff. So you're on to Hendy away this week. So it's like I said, it's still quite close. I think it's 9 points separating you and third. You've got the game in hand. Yeah. What am I thinking? 11, 12 points is all that's left for you to clinch the league to get the double done. So what's the emotion like with all the players? And Nick, are you all focused, or are you all still halfly celebrating from the cup?
No, it was hard really to pitch it last week. Where were the boys at? But I got to say, they reacted very well last Saturday, and there's been not much celebrations. We celebrated that Sunday night, but since that we've really packed it. And there's another job to do. At the start of the season, we didn't set out to win the cup. That's been a bonus. Everything's been about the league. So very much there's a job in hand to do, and we need 12 points from 5 games. So it's very much all hands on deck now to get that over the line.
Yeah, so I think it's 1 or 2 points you need to get promotion. So this weekend will really secure that for you, which will be a massive achievement, going from, like Sean just said, not finishing the last 4 games and finishing 9th in the league, to being promoted potentially as double winners. So what is new this season? You've had a bit of a change in the coaching setup. So who's come in, and what sort of roles is everybody doing?
Well, as I say, I obviously come in as head coach. I wanted to bring 2 player coaches in with me. So obviously Nick, he lives with us, and so obviously we got a great relationship. So and Nick, I always knew Nick was going to be a good coach, after playing as long as he has. And the other one who played 10 years in Narberth is Steph Phillips, so he come on board as well, and he's done a fantastic job as a forwards, defence, and playing as well. So he's done great. And I also brought a fitness coach, which I thought was important, in Adam Thomas. So I think we've all worked well. And then obviously we needed, we identified a few players to come in, which we did, luckily. And, in October, November, when all of a sudden we were sort of, getting better and better. And a few other players come in who were ex-Wanderers players who weren't playing. People like Lloyd Pike, who played with Llanelli Wanderers. He wasn't playing, and he watched a couple of our games. And he just said, well, can I come on board, and the same with Josh Weeds, who was man of the match last Saturday. He hadn't played for about a year and a half, Josh hadn't, but these are all Wanderers boys. They've all played Wanderers junior level. And Josh said, I'm going to have a crack at it. I want to come back and play. He'd come back with open arms. And again, he's been fantastic as well. So, we had a little bit of luck with these boys wanting to come back, So, as I say, like I said, I had to change the environment,
So it's safe to say the environment and the culture as a whole in the club is now incredibly positive. So for any players, coming in to the Wanderers, what sort of facilities do you guys offer? Like, I think I watched a Llanelli Schools game start of the season, so I've been in your clubhouse. It's pretty new, pretty top notch. I do like it. So what do the boys expect when they come?
Yeah, well, basically, as I say, we got environment. We try to be as semi-professional as we can. The clubhouse is new. It's a little bit small at the moment because the crowd base has increased incredibly. So the club after the game is, the atmosphere is fantastic. But the big thing for me was the game changer is they put a gym in place about 15, 16 months ago. And, the boys are, we start training at 7 and you'll have about 10, 11 of the boys in there at 5:30. So they're in the gym at 5:30 before training as well, and, we try to get a good social scene. We want all the boys to enjoy themselves. That's the big thing. But, our mantra is, enjoy when you're winning, and if we lose, we can go home early. If we win, we'll have a party.
So let's say I'm not playing rugby anymore, but I want to come and watch Wanderers. I want to revel in the success that everyone is feeling at the minute. How much is it going to cost me to come in to the ground? And do you still have a program?
Nick?
Yeah. £5 entry, and I'm sure there's concessions as well. But we have a program as well, and we've recently added a coach's corner to the program as well. So we're looking, to improve that because, we come from Narberth Rugby Club, who had, the best program in West Wales. So trying to take bits and bobs from there, to improve the match day experience, and to anyone who wants to come, there's a very warm Wanderers welcome to anyone who wants to come and join our club.
So do you know if that's changing when you go up to the Championship next season? Will it still be £5 or is it not decided yet?
That's a decision for the hierarchy, I believe.
That's for the old heads. Okay, so the team you've got now is brilliant. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the highest that the Wanderers have ever been in the tier system in Wales. So looking towards the future, your minis and juniors section. Now, anyone who lives, in and around Llanelli knows that you've got a pretty well-stocked, minis and juniors. So how many teams are running at the minute? What's that flow like looking to come into the first team?
Well, we start off with the tots. I think it's under 6 to 7s, and at the moment we've got only gone up to under 14s. I think it is. We've got 8s to 14s, so there is a bit of a gap at the moment. So that's what is important. We had to get it right for the next 4 years. So there won't be a lot of people coming through. The 13s and 14s are very, very talented. Which is very good to think, but there is a little bit of a gap at the moment. It happens in a lot of clubs, Sometimes, unfortunately, there's too many clubs, So, there's a little bit of a gap at the moment. So it's important the next 3 or 4 years, we keep these boys playing until the next sort of set of people come through,
Oh, it's always good to know there's thriving mini sections. Like you said, there's loads of clubs around. I mean, you go one way, you got Barryport and Kidwelly within a couple miles, and you can literally walk the Furnaces pitch from the back of yours.
Yeah.
It's incredibly dense. Llanelli is with rugby clubs. So you've said lots of things about the environment and culture, and I want to come to each of you individually now. So if I start with you, Nick, why the Wanderers? What makes it so special to you?
To start, that's where I went when I was 7 years old. I started in the Wanderers. I played all the way through, and then, like we said, the plan is to replicate what the experience I had. We went all the way through, and we had a very good youth team, and we got to I got to 18 years old, and then the first team was struggling in Division 4 West, and a few of us 18-year-olds came through. We were successful in Division 4 West and won that league, and then the rest of the youth team came through once they were of age. So really want to replicate that, really, and push on to replicate it, like I said. And the Wanderers is a special club for me, like I said. I've been there since I was 7 years old, went to Narberth for 10 years, but very happy to come back, and I'm a massive advocate for the club.
Sean, how about you? What's special about the Wanderers for you?
Well, obviously, I was brought up in a pub. It was again, it's a stone's throw from Stradey Park, So I was brought up in the White Horse pub, which is 400 meters from the ground, and I played some of my junior rugby there, 15s and 16s. I think I played a couple of games, but then I went to Llanelli Youth, And when Llanelli Youth didn't have a game, I think I had a couple of games with Llanelli Wanderers as well, you know. So, you know, I know all the people around there. You know, I went to school with a lot of people who were involved there, the supporters. So it was nice to come back and see all these people, you know. But yeah, you know, it's just a great place to be at the moment, you know. And you know. And, you know, the ambition of the committee, you know what I mean? We've Salvo Giannini, the president, and his wife, Alex, from the bridge in Llanelli as well, you know, they've been great to us as well. And it's just the club as a whole is just a fantastic club at the moment. But it's just a feel-good factor there. But as you say, you know, and I took Nick all the way through. I was there every Sunday morning when Nick was 7s and 8s. And, you know, so that was enjoyable. So we just knew a lot of people from the club, you know. It's where I'm from as well, you know. I'm actually from the centre of Llanelli, and Llanelli Wanderers was the only real club, you know, which was closest to me. So yeah, you know, and as I done my 18 years in Narberth, and it was just the right time to come home, you know, and I just want to just bring something back to the community, you know, and you know, try to bring some success to Llanelli as much as we can, you know.
Yeah, well, it's safe to say that you've had a lot of personal success with Llanelli over the years. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your adventures before this season? You were cup finals back with the Llanelli of the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, well, as I was lucky enough to be involved, I think it's my 7th final, the Welsh Cup final, I think. You know, as I say, started playing in 86 with the Scarlets, Llanelli RFC we were at the time. We got to the final 88, 89, 19, 91, 92, I think it was. Anyway, I subbed in the first 4 finals, and the 2 props there, and unfortunately, the 2 Welsh internationals in Anthony Buchanan and Lawrence Delaney, and they were great props, in all fairness to them. So I was, you know, I was under them. I was from 18 to 22. So as I say, I was involved in them, and I think in 1988 was a world record crowd when Jonathan Davis just left Neath, and that was quite a popular move for him. And yeah, and then we played Swansea in 93. I think that was another great win. And I was going to play in 97, I think it was, against Ebbw Vale. And I dislocated my knee 2 weeks before. And they brought a gentleman called Martin Madden in who scored the winning try. So I don't think it would have been me if I would have been playing, but Martin went on to do really well with the Scarlets after. My days came to an end then. And in 2005, I started coaching the academy in Scarlets and the 18s and 20s. And we had a bit of 2 seasons then with Llanelli RFC. And I think it was me, Scott Cornell was head coach, and Neil Boubier was the player coach. And we went on to win. It was a great day. In 2005, we beat Pontypridd in, I think it was the last play where Chris McDonald scored the winning try. So that was good. As I say, I went to Narberth for a few years then, and I've come back now, and thankfully we've had another day, a great day at the Millennium. So, you know, I've been lucky. I've thoroughly enjoyed my career, and you know, I just under baton over to Nick in the next couple of years.
So there's a lot of history with the Millennium, with you coming in. It seems to follow you around everywhere. So over to Nick now. As you've just alluded to, you've not so long come back from Narberth. So obviously they have always played. They're generally the best side from Pembrokeshire. So what is the standard differences, like coming from the Championship into Division 1? Is there a big difference?
The championship that we played in was the whole Wales Championship before it was East and West. So that was very hard. You know, we were going up, because we were so far west, we were going up to Gwent more or less every other weekend. And you're going to Bargoed, Beddau, you know, all these tough places. So it was very challenging mentally. Standard-wise, you know, the rugby is just as good, you know, in Division 1. But, you know, the boys are just as hungry to achieve. But in Narberth, you know, we had a lot of seasoned campaigners who knew how to go about their business. You know, they knew how to grind results out. And a few of us are now back at the Wanderers. So it's good, really, just to show the youngsters as well, you know, what it takes to win rugby matches. Because when we started at the start of the season, it was all, you know, they wanted to play. And now we're kind of saying, like, chill out a bit. Let's kick a bit more of the ball. You know, let's go back to a set piece. But, you know, you can't fault the Wanderers boys. You know, their hunger to achieve is fantastic, you know. So it's just drawing on experiences we have from Narberth, really, you know, and you know, bringing the good bits to the Wanderers.
I think that rounds up all the serious questions I wanted to speak to you guys about. So I've got some fun ones planned for you, Baya. So whoever's the first to respond, just go for it. How much is a pint in the clubhouse?
Not sure.
I'd say it's about £3.50. I'd say £3.50.
350. That's not bad. I wouldn't mind paying for 350 for a pint. Who's the longest in the shower?
Nick?
Well, it depends what you're asking, Martin. But I go with Dylan Reese, a winger.
Okay, you interpret that however you want. I just asked the question. Okay. Who's always the first? Who's the first one to leave? Who's literally in and out as fast as they can?
Ryan Evans, our second row.
Can't do that to a forward, man. You beat you up, man. What about the last one to leave? Who is our last man standing in the club?
There's one man, we've signed him back this season from the Wanderers, he's there at 5:30, and we got to beg him to leave so we can lock up. It's Ben Phillips, our other second row.
What is up with these second rows? You know, you got one who knows what he's doing and he sticks around forever, and the other just doesn't seem to know what's what. So, you know, I think that brings me to the end of all my question, boys. You've been absolutely brilliant. Good luck with the rest of your season. I'm really pulling for you on Saturday against Hendy. Hopefully you get over that line in promotion. And hopefully I'll maybe be speaking to you again next season as potential championship winners. Who knows?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Much appreciated.
Good job, boys.
Thank you for listening to the Scarlet's Fever podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. Please subscribe, rate and review wherever you listen to us, as it really helps us spread the word. You can find us on all the usual social media channels or email us on welshregionalrugbypod@gmail.com. And remember, whatever the question, rugby is always the answer.
Sports Social Podcast Network.